about as ready as I'll ever be. Actually, I'm not, because I've not got my window open. Here we go. Hey guys, we've got Andy, ZZ, or Zerful. I'll call you Zerful, I think that's the easiest way. And Mr. G. Hey guys. So Game Boy time. Let me start the races off. Shit, I can't see the button. There we go. I've made some changes to the thing now, so it doesn't spam chat quite as much. Hey Lesnar, welcome to the stream. So we left off last time. Just turn up music down ever so slightly. Yeah, I always call you ZZ Zerful. ZZ Zerful, so I'll just call you Zerful. That's the name that you use, so it makes more sense. Farragamo puts 2 glasses on the table before going to sleep. Oh, I missed the beginning of that. Interesting. I think that's better. Doesn't spam quite as much anymore. Hey, Agmafir, welcome. Let me just check my alerts are working. They are. Okay. Okay, I don't know why I did it twice, but okay. All right. So where were we last time? We started doing the doors, I think. Oh yeah, that's right, because I fixed the interrupt bug as well. Yeah. Okay. So we started by removing the first piece here, and fixed the issues with the IRQs, so the interrupts. Cool. All right. So we need to work on getting the actual animation to work now. So let's open the doors. Let's get a layout. I'm not going to play anything after stream tonight. I'm really, really tired. Didn't sleep again last night, so. You ain't living that one down. Huh? I don't know what you're on about. Swap my camera out here. We need to make the text a bit bigger for the old blind people. Oh, the interrupts. I know that was so bad. The frustrating thing with that is it's like it's assembly 101. And there were so many errors as well. Like I had sprites appearing in weird places, glitches that I blamed on the emulator, and I'll tell you why I think it worked well on the device but not on the emulator in a second. What else was there? We were going to wrong screens, starting in the wrong screens, falling through kind of where we shouldn't have fallen through. Just all sorts of weird little things going on that weren't quite right. So what I realized was there's a thing called weight loop detection. So on real hardware, the Game Boy will try and notice certain code patterns. So it will check if you're doing a loop like this, for instance. And it will halt the code, so it will do this for you. which is why it's commented out there, because they don't actually need it, because it does it for you, and it does that to save battery, I think, rather than the CPU just constantly go around in this loop. So what happens then is it waits until an interrupt fires, and then it carries on doing the code in the interrupt, and then if the interrupt changes this, it obviously comes and runs this. On the emulator, that's not the case. On the emulator, you can turn wait loop detection on, but it's not on by default. And the thing is originally I had a different wait loop because I don't know Z80. I had a slightly different way of doing the wait loop, and it's obviously not picked up by the wait loop detection algorithm. So what was happening is it was never halting in the emulator. So this one's picked up by the emulator, and the other one isn't. On the real device, both are picked up. So what was happening is this loop was constantly running. So if an interrupt fired, it could return with the accumulator set to something different, and it would end up breaking this loop. It would end up thinking that the frame was ready to draw when it wasn't, so it'd end up doing stuff at the wrong place on the screen, and we'd end up with weird errors. So that's what I think was happening, and that's why my original wait loop wasn't working in the emulator, but was working on the device. But anyway, we've got that figured out now anyway. So okay, so basically what we need to do, whenever we hit that door, we need to add it to the list of doors that are currently opening. So I'm gonna, in RAM, we're gonna have a door list somewhere. So let's have a look at RAM. Door collision chart. Okay, so let's door list. Okay, so I don't think there's ever going to be more than 3 doors, I think. But I'm gonna give it 8 doors, I think. So I'm gonna reserve eight doors worth of information. Now we also need a door. Do we need a door index? Yeah, we'll have a door index. So the door index is going to be just a single number. It's going to define which door we start on when we're doing when we add a door to the list. It's where we add it. And so what do we need from the door? We all we really need is the screen address where it's at, because we're just going to clear characters above it. So let's move the door over here. See, now the music seems a bit too quiet. Not old or blind. Thank you for the fun bump. No, you're welcome. It's another reason I'd rather use Sublime, to be honest. I really don't like the way that Visual Studio Code scales up. Actually, it's kind of the thing that the reason why Hayes was one of the reasons why Hayes was hating on Sublime, because when you scale it up, it doesn't scale this bit up. But I like the fact that it doesn't scale this side panel up, because that's not the important bit at all. So okay, so we're going to need a screen address. So when we hit a door, here we have the key, find the base of the door, store in the door animation list. Here we go. So this is our door animation. Let's call it door animation list. And so all we're doing here is HL is the address. So if all we do is store the address, then we just need 2 bytes for each door. So I'm just going to do that, which will give us 8 doors that can be animated. 8 doors that can be animated, 2 bytes for each, and we just need to add them in here. So give also has a timeout. Okay. Really? It must be quite short then. Hey, Cosmin. Welcome to the stream, dude. Yeah, it must be quite short. Let me just turn this down a bit. It's blurring a bit much. So let's actually we don't need to call it because we're just storing it here, right? So HL is the value that we're trying to store in this list here. So okay, so the easiest way to do this would be to let me think about this. So we want to store the value of HL somewhere in this list, and we need to index it based on this value here. We need an init doors here as well. Yeah, it's much easier, I think, now to read the chat without all that spam going on in it. Hopefully you guys can kind of make sense of it. You will still get an error message in chat if you type something wrong, because you want immediate feedback for that. But otherwise, if everything's fine, you won't get any response back. You'll just see it in the main in the race window. Okay, so initializing. So we need to store this in door index. So that's resetting this value. Actually, let's go ahead and load B with 17. This is the length of these. I don't know why that's. For some reason, my tabs are set to 8 characters. Spaces 8. Strange. I don't know why it was set to that. It's better. Okay, so that should clear this list completely by filling it with zeros. We need to pull that at the beginning in here. This will also be where we're going to have to keep a list of which doors have been opened, which will be a separate list, and probably listed by screen number. So might have to reserve quite a large amount of memory for that. Have a think about how to do that. Z80 on the Game Boy is awesome. It's really not. Okay, so with that in mind, now we can update. Well, let me just check that actually works, because I'm always doubting myself with. Oh no, I've got an error. Doors tab. Oops. Okay, that worked. Okay, cool. So that means in here, we can now store that value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the address of door animation list and I'm going to add a value to it. Now, I want to have a look at how best to do this. So this is the reference I keep going back to. So Z80 instruction set. So what I want to know is what ads can I do in here. So I can add the contents of HL to accumulator. I can add registers numbers to accumulator as well, with or without carry. I can also add a 16-bit register to HL, so that's useful. I can decrement and then increment. Okay, so in that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load the value of HL into BC temporarily. So hopefully I can transfer it like that. I bet I can't though. Load register 16 with number 16. Load the contents of register 16. No, I can't. Okay, that's frustrating. What's this one? What the hell is that? Oh, that's like a 0-page instruction. So you can't load HL with another 16-bit register. Okay, so let's... I can load register to register. Okay, so I'm going to do load B, H, load C, L. And now I can load a HL with the index of door animation list. So BC now contains target screen address. Okay, so now I want to think about this. I missed the joke. I'm not sure which joke. Oh, the... okay, so I've got the door animation list in HL. So now I should be able to... Oh, wait, can I add directly to HL, or is it... No, I can only add to the number pointed to by HL. Oh, God, that's freaking frustrating. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to load... God's sake, this is so irritating. Okay, so load the accumulator with C. Add L to the accumulator. Load B, H, load C, L. I just did that. That's what this is doing here. Eliminating the gambling clutter eliminated two-thirds of the viewer base. You have epic lag. Wow, you do have epic lag. Because I did that quite a while ago. All right. No, not C. So I want. Hang on. there we go. And then load that back into L, and then load accumulator with the contents of H. How do we carry it? Accumulator 0, load H, decumulate. Right, now HL is pointing to somewhere in this list, depending on what this store index is set to. So now we can actually store things at this location. So we can load HL and increment it with the contents of B, and then load HL, no need to increment this time, with contents of C. And there we go, our door index is now it's stored in this list now. So let's have an animate doors. Okay, so to animate the doors, we need to go through this list. So what I'm going to do is if both the first and second byte are 0, then the door is inactive. So let's start by doing that. So let's load HL with door animation list. Load accumulator with H. And I think we can just OR this together. So I think we can do OR A with a register. Yeah, so we can do OR A to L. Okay, so jump is 0. So if the value here is 0, then both of these are 0 here, and we can skip this list completely. So we'll come to here. B is going to be our counter, so let's load B with 8. I should probably make these constant somewhere. So let's put is it that way or is it? Yeah. Go. This makes it easier to deal with. So if I do want to change the value. Since showing this gambling is even in gambling, Turrican returns 12 times, even though it should be 13 times. How do you work that out then? How have you worked out 13 then? Because based on my calculations, it is actually 12 is about right. So because I did a Monte Carlo simulation, like 1,000,000 plays or something like that, to get the odds, and then just rounded them to, or sorry, rounded them down to an even number. Okay, so if we skip, we increase B, and that sets. So I need to learn the decrement instructions, what they do. So decrease and increase flags, it says non-affected. Okay, so I think, okay, decrease does set a flag. So if we get to 0, it does set the 0 flag, so that's good. So jump, if not 0, to loop, and loop will be, no, not that one. Yeah, it'll be here. Okay, cool. So and the other thing we need to do is HL, HL. I need to do that twice, so it skips 2 bytes at a time. However, if the door is set, then what we need to do is we need to clear the carry bit, not clear the carry bit, clear the byte at that location. So we need to store 0 at it. And now we need to check. So check Oh, hang on. That's the... So let's do this with DE instead, because I need to use HL. So DE. So can I load a register or something? Okay, let's see. I can load register 16. I can load the content of HL. Okay, there's no 16-bit loads. That's stupid. Why have 16-bit registers we can't transfer them about? Okay, that's fine. So actually I could do the increment here, so I don't need to do this here. Oh, can I? Oh, I can do it that way. Okay, so this will be HL. This is the problem with Z80. I spend more of my time trying to figure out what I can and can't do because it seems to be fairly random which things it lets you do and which things it doesn't. So we're going to grab the byte pointed to by HL, and then we're going to store that in because this will be the high byte, so this will be D, and then load. Store that in E. So now we have the screen address in DE. Let's put a note in here what we're doing. Get screen address. Blank. Okay, so so this would be load DE A. There we go. And this is incremented, so it should be fine. So going to give this a run. I'm just going to move the animate doors into one of the interrupts. Let's put it in the VSync because I think we're doing pretty good now with the VBlank. Sorry, I think we're doing pretty good with time down here. I didn't realize there was quite as much as there was. Another reason the thing was annoying. The raster stuff. Only an 8-bit bus. Yeah, I guess that's probably why. It's just kind of strange though. It's one of the things that's nice about the Mega 65 is okay, while you don't have many 16-bit operations, you do have some word operations, not many. There is a 32-bit mode that worked with many of the instructions actually. But it does use all the registers, so it does destroy all A, X, Y, and Z. So, but it lets you do 32-bit addition and multiplication and stuff like that. So, I'm still going to try and avoid using the multiplication though, because I know it's fast, but I just think sometimes you can design things to not have to rely on multiplication and get by perfectly okay. With the exception of like doubling and halving and things like that, stuff that can be done in bit shifting. The only one you didn't bet on, Mr. G. And Zerful bet on it, but was too late. Yeah, it's much better with that there. I can actually read the last piece of chat, so... okay, so I think this should now do what it was doing before, but now it's doing it as part of a kind of proper animation. Destination must be A. Oh god, okay. Doors 37. Really? Really? I mean, Come on. I mean, that's just so dumb. 45 as well. Huh? 47 now. Oh, can you not do... Do you have to do A if you want to do load HLI? Yeah, you have to use A. Fuck's sake. It's honestly so annoying, this. Which means this isn't going to work. Oh no, this will work. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah, it can't be IX and IY, unfortunately. Yeah, you can't do that on Game Boy. You can load a 16-bit register with a 16-bit number, but you can't load it like that. You can also load the contents of a 16-bit register into these, but yeah, it's so annoying. Yeah, it is a Game Boy thing, so frustrating. Okay, it's stuck here now. Why is it stuck here? Let's just get rid of that a second. See if it's the... Okay, it's the animate door function that's getting stuck. Oh, because it helps if I actually return here as well. Why does it say the word check there? No, it's getting stuck there. Interesting. Let's get rid of that. Is it this? It must be this loop. Okay. For some reason, decreasing that one there. Set if the result is 0. Yeah. Okay. That should work. Decrement the value in the register by 1. What? Okay, it's time to have a look at this then in the debugger. God, the simplest things, honestly. It's going to be nice doing a checkanoid on the next stream because I can actually work in 6502. Animate. B0. So I know the first couple of streams are going to be a little bit boring, I think, on checkanoid because it's going to be right in the core stuff. So I'm going to set the cartridge loader up. There's going to be way more than 256 characters in the game, so we're going to find a way to load them dynamically from the cartridge as and when they're needed on a screen-by-screen basis. So that's going to be the first kind of task, is to get that set up so we can load the map in. And then the sprite multiplexer, and then the particle system. I've got some ideas for the particle system to alleviate some of the pressure by having some of it done with pre-canned animations. Okay, so animate doors, OAB0. Okay, go OAB0. Okay, right, so let's get there. Okay. So B is 8 now. Is that going to change at any point? It's not. So let's go through. This is where it decreases here. I went to 7 and then it returns. Okay. Nothing should break that there. That's... Yeah, it is getting stuck there, definitely. But it's not even... It's in here. Okay. I think maybe that halt instruction is screwing things up. The halt instruction I put back in. This... I don't know why though. No. It's in this same loop though. I need to turn that on out again. It's a bit warm. This isn't helping my 68K Z80 my junk code. Yeah. Yeah, it's I can't wait to be finished with it. I was considering doing Luna and Luma, but I can't see me wanting to do it, to be honest. Luna maybe, because Luna is pretty straightforward. We'll have to see. Thanks for the sub, Cape Apocalypse. Appreciated, dude. I'm only drinking 7-Up tonight, otherwise I'd say cheers with the wine. It is 7-Up cherry though, which is nice. So in case you didn't notice, when you bet on somebody in the race, it appears underneath the table. Okay. Oh, I need to make another emote as well. So if anybody's got any ideas for what the next emote should be, let me know. It's a tier 1 emote as well, so it's important because everyone can use it. So, well, every sub can use it. Oh, is the SIDs off? Let me turn them on. Sorry, I turn them off at the end of the stream normally, and I keep forgetting to turn them back on. Give me a sec. Right, should be enabled now. So why is it getting stuck here? It only gets stuck here if I do this more than once. Is it too much for that? It can't be too much for in there. Let's just try something. So I want to see if it's my code, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the loop in, which is this bit here, and I'm just going to change the maximum number of doors to 1, actually. because that's how many it was working with testing straight away. I just want to see if it's. Oh no, we've got an error now. Start up, mate. Oh. He hadn't been an idea for a remote. Okay. I'm intrigued now. Okay. Okay, that's frustrating because it works with just one. So is there just a number that it gets stuck at, or is it what's going on here? Why is this happening? So 2 is fine. If I put 8 in, it breaks. But I put 8 in, it doesn't even run. Okay. What? What? I can't even explain that. What? Oh, my head hurts. Oh god. So we're going to compare the experience in November. So you've seen somebody trying to learn Gameboy Z80 for the first time. And I consider myself fairly knowledgeable with assembly. I shouldn't be struggling like this. And all right, I don't know the hardware. That is one downside, and that's probably where some of these things are coming from. But the what is this one? I've like revisited. Oh, interesting. But the Mega 65, I don't foresee there being any problems like this. I mean, all right, it is kind of 6502, so I've got a head start on it that way, but I just think it's going to be easier to use. Okay, why? Why did that work? Didn't change anything. I can't explain that. That's really bugging me now. See what the? Oh, wait a minute. Ah, I didn't know Mike was streaming. God damn it. Hey Mike, welcome guys. I didn't realize you were streaming tonight. I must have missed the alert or something. Did you put an alert in there? Oh, there is an alert. I missed it. Sorry, or else I would have come and could have watched it. Yeah. Thanks for the raid, Mike, and welcome everybody along with Mike. I think most of you know me. If not, I'm 50k. I'm doing tonight. I'm doing Game Boy dev. If a bit slow. I have a bug that I can't figure out right now, and for the life of me, I have no idea what's going on. Although I have just had a thought. We initialized interrupts. Maybe they should be initialized last. Initialize all the other pieces of code first, and then initialize the doors, and then initialize the interrupts. Because otherwise it's going to try writing to random places. So I think that might solve, which is why we're getting slightly different results every time as well. So I'm going to try running it a few times now. Oh, see, there's one. starting screen called map draw. Okay, so we even need to draw the first screen before we start. The last thing we need to do is turn the interrupts on. So we need to do that first. Oh, you put the alert in. Okay. Yeah, I saw it was you that did it. So what have you been what music have you been writing tonight then? Mike, what have you been working on? Why is that appearing on that screen? This is becoming increasingly frustrating now. Doing some tunes to Oscar Lander's Jupiter Landing game. Is that door animation list doing what you think it is? I believe so. I can go and have a look. Door animation list. It's going to be in here somewhere. Z825. Okay. I mean, it's just clearing bytes. So. Do I need to initialize? I'm gonna call the doors first because it only seems to be the doors that are causing this problem now. So I'm gonna try a few things. Whoops. God damn it! Progress is so slow at the moment on this. Thing is, it's actually coming together really well. There's only a few tiny things I need to do before I can safely say that this is ready to go. Yeah, see, this looks fine. Okay, so why does moving it there cause an issue? Okay, let's move it back to here. No, it's not going to work, is it? What? Okay, I just want to make sure that this is actually... Yeah, let's see, it's... Everything's working as I would expect. Oh, no, see, there's a little glitch here. Why is that missing? Try a number to eliminate the mass. All right, let me just put hard-coded number in there. Okay. I don't think it's that though. The maths should be fine. There's something extra odd going on here. So this tile for some reason disappeared. Okay. It disappeared because it's the same tile here and the animate door is running every frame. So one of the things we need to do is we need to clear the door list whenever we move frames. Yeah, same tile as the door. Yeah, exactly. So that's fine. We'll sort that out in a minute. What I want to try and figure out, so I don't think it's that number. I'm going to put that back because it's quite important to have that in there. Oops. What I want to try and figure out is why occasionally I start on a different screen. So it's not happening now, though. That's super frustrating. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to leave it for now. If it starts happening again, I can take a look at it. For now, it looks all right. I want to get on and do this door animation. So, I'm going to move this now into another function, which I'm going to call clear door anims. The reason I'm putting it in a different function is because there's going to be an init which needs to happen at the beginning of the game, which is what we're calling. And then this needs to happen every time we change a screen. And the reason this needs to happen is to prevent the interrupt from clearing that tile on the screen. So the map drawer will have to call clear anims, and there may be other stuff that's only done in the initialization here. So okay, right. In that case, now okay, we draw the blank, and then we need to check the thing above it. So we do a check. Where was it? Find base of door. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to load the accumulator with whatever's currently in DE, so we know which character we're looking for, and I'm going to put that into C. So this is going to give us in C the character that we're actually looking for. Then we're going to blank out that character here. Now we need to subtract a value from this. So the value that we need to subtract is... Oh, and I start on a different screen. Why? It's... Why? God damn it. It's like, just when I get comfortable, it decides to screw up. So this is the map draw function. I don't understand what's causing this issue. Let's put it there. See, I'm going to try it a bunch of times. It's gonna work. It's going to lead me into false sense of security, and I'm going to go off and start doing something else. Okay. So I mean, I can't sit here all day messing with this. So play around with that at another later date. Okay, doors. See, this is the problem. It keeps making me lose track of where I am. Wasting valuable time. Right, here we go. So if I look in VRAM, window VRAM view is F5. Okay, that's good to know. Right, I can make this bigger. So given the background map, we need to subtract 32 from it, because there's 32 characters across, so we need to subtract 32 to get to the previous line. So in order to do that, we're going to have to do some trickery, not trickery, but arithmetic. So load accumulator with E, subtract 0, load the accumulator back into E. And then we need to do the same thing with D, but this time subtract with carry 0. That's terrible, Andy. That's terrible. So I do like the subtraction in Z80, and the reason being is because it doesn't look any different from addition. And the reason that I think that's good is because you have two subtracts. You have subtract and you have subtract with carry, and you have two adds, add and add with carry. Now, because you only have with carry on the C64, that means you have to clear the carry bit before an addition, and you have to set the carry bit before a subtraction. You don't have to worry about that at all in Z80. So that's kind of a nice thing. I mean, it's it's a very, very minor thing, and it's not going to sway me over at all. But uh, at least there's something to be said for it. Okay, so this is go up a line. Okay, now we can load the accumulator with the contents of DE, and we can compare A to C. Now, if A and C are the same, this will be 0. So if 0, so if they're the same, we can just jump to. So can we jump to next? No, because we need to store this value into HL. So we're going to have finish and next here. So we'll jump to next. So if it's correct, then what we need to do is we need to load the value of D into HL. So we need to load, have we incremented HL here? We have, so I need to not increment that there. Do the increment down here instead. So I'm going to load, but I've got to do this through the accumulator as well, haven't I? Because it's just stupid. Load register rate with register rate. Okay, no. Are you sure? Okay. So I can go register rate to register rate. So that means load H with D, load L with E. No. Hang on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so load D into the contents of HL. Yeah, this is right. Okay. We don't have to do that. But what we do have to do up here because we need to affect the value. So in this case, we're setting it to this. Otherwise, what we can do is, oops, can I do that directly? I bet I can't even do that directly, can I? No, I can do that. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm loading the screen address from this list here into DE, incrementing both times. In fact, if I get rid of that one, I only need one there. And then putting it back so I can read it again later on because I need to have that address set here. Then I'm drawing a blank at that location. Then I'm, which is now 0.2 by DE. Then I'm decreasing the line in DE by subtracting 32 from it, or 20 in hex. Good night, Zerful. Then I'm checking the line above to see if there's still a door character there. If there is a door character there, pardon me, then I'm storing that address back into here, the new address, the one line up. Otherwise, I'm storing 00 in there. Then I'm decreasing continually. And the reason I'm storing 00 is because this is doing a check. So check if door and active. So what this should now do, hopefully, it's going to be very quick, and that you're probably not going to see the animation, or you're not going to see it because it's not going to run. I wanted to. Oh, I can't do that at all, can I? Oh, okay, fine. so stupid. So stupid. So what we should see here. Oh, all right. Is the door completely disappear? But it will happen. It will happen over 4 frames, but it'll happen so quickly you probably won't see it move. Seriously? How is that an error? That's, okay, so it didn't. It just stopped there. So let's have a look what's going on. In fact, I'm going to take a quick break, guys. When I come back, we'll have a look in the debugger and see what's going on in that location. All right, I'll be back in a minute, guys. Be right back. Right, I'm back. See who wins. Seems to print at various heights, that thing. I need to work that out, but it's fine. MacGyver. I'm not sure what you mean at all, but okay. All right. So I'm going to stick a breakpoint in here to work out what's going on. So let's close all of these. Let's run it. Let's find out where that actually is. 0836. Okay. It was the SID. Ah, okay. Cool. Don't know if it helps, but you can do 16-bit add to HL. Yeah, it didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't happen because we can only do. Yeah, it's a Game Boy limitation, unfortunately. So, but you can only add HL to. Where is it? Oh yeah, you can add a red. It has to be a register, but oh, actually, yeah, that would. Oh no, because we're not using a F D D. So if I put, yeah, it doesn't really help on that one. On this one, uh, oh, actually, oh no, because we're already using. Yeah, no, it's not going to help, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm slowly getting the hang of what you can and can't do. So, um, I mean, this is the only thing the only instruction I can do is 16-bit addition on, which is adding a 16-bit register to HL. So, um, unfortunately, that's not going to help me here. So, thanks for the follow, Corvo 7980. Welcome to the stream, dude. Okay. What was I doing? 0836. Yeah. So, breakpoint in here. I want to step through this now. Actually, no, I don't want to step through this. I want to step through it if we actually subtract. So I want to go down to here to this first load and work from there. So that is this one here. Okay, I shouldn't be getting to that. Why is it breaking there? It shouldn't be breaking there. Because the list should be empty at this point. These two values should be empty. Oh. Oh, shit. because that's the right. Okay, this is the problem. So, what am I loading in here? I'm loading in the address here. So, what I actually need to do is load the accumulator with the contents of HL, and or I bet I can't do. Damn it! No, I can't. Oh, I can do that though. Yeah, okay, that's gonna work. Or a yeah, okay, so I can do that, and then I just need to decrease HL again there. So, okay, I think that's the problem actually. There we go. And the door's moving up now. This is exactly what I wanted. But it doesn't move all the way up on this one. Just on that first one. Okay. Oh, okay. So when we add a door, we need to increase the door index. Half my code is push if yeah. Instead of feel I'm shuffling it. Yeah, it is. It is really a game of kind of. It's funny because you've got so many more registers. You'd think it would work easier, but for some reason it doesn't. Hey, Hayes, welcome to the stream, dude. Fancy making a utility without undo? Yeah. Okay. So the problem here is when we add a door to the list, we're not incrementing this index. So storing the door animation list, which is what this is doing here. So here we can increment the door index. So we should just be able to do it like this. We should just be able to load HL with door index and then ink the contents of HL. I think I need to check that as well. We can. Okay, so then I just need to do a check. Actually, if I always make this a power of 2, then this becomes really easy. So can I do no, I can't do it directly. Okay, so fine. So load accumulated with the content of HL, compare that to store anim. I just put skip in here, yeah. So if it's non-zero, then it's not equal. So I go to skip. Otherwise, load accumulator with 0 and store that at door index again. See, all that for incrementing a loop, kind of circular loop. Yeah, Z80 does have more. I think that the one that's really lacking on the Game Boy is the index registers. They would really help. I don't know exactly how they work, but I'm assuming they'd be a lot easier to deal with some of the stuff that I'm doing. Like at the moment, I'm having to use like B and C as counters. So index registers are useless on Z80. Okay. Hey, Quadrasul, welcome to the stream. And Red Fox creates as well. Hi. Undo par. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first time I did assembly. Oh no, look, we've got that weird sprite guy up there now. This is something to do with the interrupts, I'm sure of it. Okay, so I might have to mess with the interrupts again at some point. So I can open that door, and if I go back, it stops. Okay, that's because it's been cleared. But I should be able to open this one. And I can't. Why can't I open it? Damn it. Okay, what if I do that one first and I can see the guy up there again as well? So it's definitely something weird going on. So what if I do the red one first? Okay, no, the red one gets stuck there. And the blue one gets stuck. Oh my god. How's it going? It's Z80, so it's driving me mad, so... okay, so why is it only doing one way? Okay, so I think I need to go and have a look at this door index and make sure this is incrementing. So let's start by doing that. So door index, God's sake, definitely issues with this interrupt somewhere. Let me just check my interrupt code. Am I missing a push and pull somewhere? LCD stat interrupts. Push pop. No, looks fine. V blank interrupt. Looks fine. These are the only two interrupts. If you're not going mad, you're not doing too much right. Yeah. Well, I do say the best way to learn is to challenge yourself to do things that are tricky, and this is. I mean, I'm sure for a normal Z80 coder, this is perfectly fine, but I'm definitely out of my comfort zone on this. So, all right, let's keep an eye on that value. So, okay, so we're on here. So I'm going to look at C824. So I'm trying to watch this value to see if it increments. So it's the value highlighted in grey there. You can barely see it on that screen. But we'll see if we can get that to increment as we move through the game. So it has incremented to 1, which is correct. And it's the data just after this, which is the door. So we should see these two values here flash something when I hit the red door. And they do, but they don't match what's on the screen. This is a very weird location. This number does not match at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put another... I should have left that open, really. So this bit's working. This bit, however, seems to be wrong. So let's try this upper line thing and make sure this is working. So we're going to go to the loop, OA46. So this is the loop that's actually going to decrease our screen again, get the screen address and decrease it. So if we put the breakpoint here, we should, pardon me, we should only see this breakpoint hit when the door's actually animating. And we'll be able to see, actually, let me put it here. Because at this point, we should be able to see the value. Oh no, where's that gone? That's gone somewhere weird now. Oh my God. Okay, this was the original one. So I'm going to put it here. And the reason I'm putting the breakpoint there is because at this point, I should be able to check DE to see if it's in screen space, which it should be, hopefully, if all has gone well. Okay, so let's start the game. All right, there we go. So D says 9D65, which is correct. Why does it stop there? Why is it stopping there? What? Okay, I'm gonna run it again. I don't trust that. So we're looking for the door again. 0846, same place. It's annoying having to look for the addresses each time because I can't trust the assembler to put the bytes in the same order each time. It tries to be clever. Okay, so it's 0850 where we're doing it. So the first breakpoint 9D65. And then it kind of stops at this interrupt for some reason. What? God, roll on Thursday. Thursday is going to be fun. Get to actually do some 6502. Really looking forward to that, actually. So for those who don't know, I'll be doing great mode. It's not that, is it? I'm doing the C64 version of Secanoid, which is a modern retro style game that you can get on Steam now. It's coming out on Switch, and I think it's on it's on Android and maybe on iOS. I'm not sure about that one. Why is this not allowing me to run it again? Once I get to here, that's it. I'm stuck. Okay, let's reset. $9DA1. See, that is correct. But this is what I want to check. It's what happens when I go through these values. So we've got the screen address, so we're here now. We haven't drawn, oh, it says we've drawn a blank, but, oh yeah, we're actually just on that line right now, so, why am I loading it into C? Oh, for comparing, that's right. So the accumulator is now A1, which is 161. Which if I check in my VRAM viewer, it's just stopped there. Oh my god. Thing. 161 is not that one, it's AE. So where is it getting that from? It says it's this thing here. I don't know what that is. But that is not what it was seeing. Okay. Okay, so, I mean, that's a problem because it should be reading this. Oh, I kind of know why. It's because I'm reading screen RAM. And I should be reading shadow screen RAM. Okay. Okay. So when I read the value, wait, no. This should be working in this location. This should be working because I'm doing this in the VBlank interrupt. It should be fine. I'm going to move it up to here just in case. See what happens. Fucking hell. This fucking thing, honestly. No, it still gets stuck there. This is like so frustrating, and it's wet now. Okay. Think about this. It's getting the right addresses. It's getting the wrong context of those addresses. Now that would imply that it's not reading what it thinks it's reading from memory at that point. So if I load this up and go and have a look, hopefully at the same place, 08, or yeah, pretty much the same place. So I'm going to do some investigation myself here. So I don't think I can see. Yes, I can see the line here, line 90. Okay, so I can see the different lines that we approach. So here is where the address is calculated and is in DE at this point. So before it tries and load, I'm going to go and have a look at that value and see what happens. So let's do the red door because that's the one that's causing us the most problems here. Okay, so DE is 90A1. Wait, why has he put a blank in there already? Why is it already drawn a blank there? It should not have drawn a blank there. Is that this routine? Oh, you are fucking kidding. Wait, hang on. It's HL door index. Oh no, that's fine. Why is it drawing that? Why is it getting rid of that? Okay, keep that there. I'm going to get rid of this. I have kind of good nights and bad nights for this. Tonight is a bad night. Yeah, it's even though I'm not animating the door, it's getting rid of it. So, somewhere, it's that there. Fuck's sake. So this is actually clearing that character. So I think this should be fine now. God damn it. All right. There we go. Fuck's sake. Right, I've got the red key. So to go to the red door disappears. I've got the blue key. If I now go to the blue door, the key disappears, but the door does not. So this would imply that the key counter is not changing. So let's start looking at that now. Okay, we're getting there slowly. It makes me realize you're human after all. Thanks. Yeah, I know what I want to do, but I'm constantly fighting against the language because it's not intuitive. I find 6502 quite intuitive, but this just is not at all. Everything has logical pairings in 6502, and there's not a ridiculous amount of them. So there's only 3 registers. It's easy to work with, but Z80 is just horrible. I realize it's because I'm into 6502 and I'm just kind of I'm hating on it because I don't understand it fully. I get that, but it doesn't stop it being annoying. Also, trying to learn it while I'm on stream is not good as well. I don't do any reading about Z80 off stream other than the 1 or 2 days I looked at the hardware, not really the language, just to get an idea ahead of time how to do the things I wanted to do. Okay, so let's hit the red door. Okay, so 90A1 is correct. That's this screen location here. I want to have a look to see if the door index gets incremented here. So C824, it does get incremented. 90A1 is stored here, although it's kind of back to front, but it doesn't really matter. Although I should probably store them. Let's have a look, actually. I mean, it's not ideal, but it will. Oh, hang on, that's not the right one, is it? Hang on. Yeah, I'm storing them in the kind of wrong order, but as long as I'm reading them in the same order, I don't really care. Okay, that's fine. And we see that door go all the way up. This doesn't increase, but this is decreasing, and now it'll get set to 0, which is good. And then we return back to the game. Right. So now when I come over to this side, JS is the best language ever made. No, I hate JS. The thing is if JS could just get rid of all the old crap, it would be fine. I think ES6 is a pretty nice language. The problem is it has to deal with all the backwards compatibilities, and that makes it an absolute nightmare to work with. Nobody follows the standards in the same way, so everybody's got different things that need polyfilling, and transpilers need to be set up to work with different kind of versions of ESs because they keep changing it so much, and it still has to retain all its backwards compatibility. So storing in wrong order will matter if you're doing any INC Yeah, I'm not doing any INC at all. It's literally just the store for these addresses. But yeah, I'm not doing the value in the registers is correct, but the value in memory is wrong. I mean, I can flip it round anyway. It doesn't really matter. Polyfills have nothing to do. Yeah, it's this is the problem. There are so many things change, and they all have to be backwards compatible. That browsers are at various levels of evolution. So they all support the old JavaScript, and then certain browsers don't support newer features, so you need polyfills to deal with them. Very few browsers support the very latest editions of ECMAScript, so you have to use transpilers compiled with polyfills to do a lot of this anyway, converted into an old school JavaScript. But it's just a minefield. JavaScript is a minefield. I kind of like Node because Node has that, but it doesn't have to deal with the browser incompatibilities as much. So we should all use Edge. No, we shouldn't. I've used Edge on Mac and on PC, and I don't like it on either. So it's trying too hard to be Chrome. In fact, it's built on Chromium now as well. So okay, so D should contain our address, and it doesn't. It contains 009D. So something has gone wrong here. Yeah, something's gone horribly wrong here. Oh, I know why. I know why. This is because, okay, when we increment the door counter, so we've got the door index here. these are in pairs of 2, so actually okay, just trying to work out what to do here. Okay, so all I need to do is either shift that value, or what I can do is just add 2 down here. So if I do that and compare this to, because it's in 2 bytes at a time, that will do the same job. So this should be fine now, I think. Yeah, it probably is, Chiz, actually. It's a very good point. So this is why it worked on the first door, but not on the second door, no matter what order I did them in. This should work now, I think. No! Curse you. Curse you. Okay, so first door works fine. So let's go and have a look at memory now. So this should be O2, which is correct. And then in here, are you resetting the counter after the first door is fully open? I don't have to reset the counter. So what the counter is doing is just keeping an index of the next door to be animated. So I have 8 spaces. And I just, whenever you would open a door, it just uses the next available space, the next index along. So unless you manage to open 8 doors within 4 frames, you're not going to have a problem there, because it's just a loop, it's just a ring buffer basically. And the doors themselves don't care. All the door stores is the value of the character that's next to be removed. And it just keeps removing it as long as it's a door character until it's no longer a door character. Then it stores 0, which means that it's no longer animated, it's skipped, and then can be added. Thank you for the follow, TLMRGVF. Welcome to the stream, dude. Yeah, I'm just having a nightmare day. I think it's just one of these days where nothing wants to go right. So it's about right for my day, to be honest. We moved all our code source repositories over from GitHub to GitLab over the weekend. And no one told me it was going to break all of our scripts, because the scripts the build scripts that we use were written by somebody who, unfortunately, a team member of mine who died 2 years ago, one weekend, which is really sad. But there's a lot of stuff that he's done that nobody really knows how it works, and this was one of those things that had just been done and it worked, and we just left it, but it broke completely. And nobody's been able to build anything all week, so I had to kind of jump on that, which was a nightmare. Thankfully, I think I've got it working. I'll find out tomorrow morning if everything's set on fire. But so far, it seems all right. Next drink, bubble gum. Okay, so I forgot what I just done now. Oh yeah, I put the breakpoint in up here. Oh, it's not even hitting that breakpoint now. Right, let's start by putting the data in little endian format. It's bugging me that it's not in little endian format. So So here we go. We load BCHL. Yeah. We add to the address. Yeah. Then we load B and then C. So this should be C and then B. Right. That puts that data the right way around. Increment the door index. This is going up 2 at a time, which is correct. If it reaches the maximum, which is the maximum number of doors times 2, resets to 0. Oh, check for door open, push HL, pop HL. Why are we only pushing? Okay, come back to that in a second. We're doing a push and a pop, but we're not actually doing it on everything, just doing it on HL. So that might solve some issues. Okay, get the screen address. So we're going to load the screen address into DE. So this will be E, and this will be D. Yeah. Okay, I think that's fine. So D is the screen address. So I need to do the same again here. At least it needs to be ED. There we go. Okay, right. That should all be the right way around now. How does code like that pass peer review? What code? You mean the scripts for? They were just build scripts. They weren't even. They weren't even like anything really that you'd think twice about. It was just a tiny script that was buried in the middle of hundreds and hundreds of scripts. And that was the problem, is because the guy died. There was no handover. Nobody knew how many of these things worked. It was just something that he did. He dealt with the build systems. So when he died, we had to kind of pick that up. And there's most things we've kind of worked out, but there's been a few things that have cropped up where nobody even knows where to begin. And this was one of those. We had no idea why the builds were failing. They just were. Okay, that one's fine. But the annoying thing is it was breaking every single build. So every game that we tried to push out, and that's, that could be like, builds could be easily 20 to 30 builds a day maybe going on from various studios. So, well, yeah, so the problem is because we split off from the parent company, we've been under what's called a trade service agreement. So we had to move things over pretty quickly, and there's some really big systems in there, the build system and the source control being one of them. So we had to just do our best to get it working in our own system. The end goal is to change all of this, obviously, but we're kind of under time pressure. Someone died. Yes, Cosmin. Surely you remember Addy in my team, or maybe you started after he died. But yeah, he just he was a guy maybe 2 years younger than me. Just went home one Friday night. Had a bit of stomach ache and a bit of chest pain on the Sunday night. Phoned in Monday morning, said don't feel well, or was it Friday? It might have been the Friday he phoned in. Said he doesn't feel very well. And then literally 12 hours after that, had a stroke and died. It was awful. Very talented guy as well. No, he was not a smoker, not a drinker. Quite, not overweight or anything. Just he was a very healthy, lively guy. It was just a random act of kind of unfairness, really. Yeah, hit us pretty bad as well. We as you can imagine, that you've got a teammate who you see every day for 40 hours a week, and then all of a sudden you find out he's just kind of croaked it. It left me a little bit distraught, to be honest. It was a very weird, very weird feeling. But yeah, no, he was a healthy guy. He hadn't done, anything you would consider to be unhealthy. He was a good kind of nice guy. Didn't deserve it at all. It was a shame. Uh, anyway, so I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna put some breakpoints in here again. I mean, I'm kind of plucking at straws here really now. There you go. Yeah, yes. Oh God. I feel like that's what I've been doing this week. I've been writing up. So because this is my last week. I've been writing handover notes for my job, and it's insane how many little things I have to document. Even though we have documentation for most of it, there's loads of just like little day-to-day things that I do that nobody really knows how to do but me. So it's been kind of difficult to try and do that while at the same time dealing with stupid build problems. Okay, so door goes up fine. And then not there. For some reason, not there. It takes the key, but it doesn't do the animation. (9D)A1. So it knows the door to look at. It's got it here. I don't think it's getting the right values here. So I think this bit is wrong now. Check if door animation is active. Okay, so animate doors. Okay, so we put the breakpoint in. It's tricky. Hang on. You're using 2 bytes in the table. You're increasing the index by 2. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, look. Increase by 2, increase by 2. Um, oh, this one needs to decrease. Oh, no, that's fine as well. So that's... So this grabs the values and compares them. Maybe this is wrong at this point. Because the thing is oh, I've closed it now. Oh, no, I haven't. Where's it gone? No, I've closed it. Damn it. Can I reset? Please let me reset. Oh, fuck's sake. All right. So the thing is if I go and look in memory when I hit this other door, so you see the red key disappear, so it knows we're hitting the door. And if I go and have a look in memory at this point, you're not going to be able to see this, so I'll copy paste it into... can I copy paste it? No, I can't copy paste it. That's great. Copy data. Well, that didn't copy it, did it at all? All right. So what I'm seeing here is I'm seeing an index of 4, which is correct because we start on 0, we open the first door, the index gets increased to 2, it goes up by 2. Then we move to the second door, we hit that door, the index gets increased to 4 because it goes up by 2. So that's worked correctly. It's also put the correct address in. So the first door has been cleared. So the first index is now 0, 0. So correctly, it's not drawing any door. It's not trying to animate any door here. But the second index has 9D/A1 in little endian format in here. So A1 9D. And if I look in here, I don't know why they're green there. That's weird. Oh, guest palette. Okay. This is indeed 9DA1, so it even knows where the door starts. So it's picked the starting point for the door. So in theory, this should work. So this should load the value into the queue. Maybe that ore's not working. Maybe this just isn't working like I think it is. Oh wait, jump to skip. Ah, hang on. Hang on. It's because what I'm doing. So Andy was kind of on the right lines. Um, it's because if the door is inactive, what was happening? Um, so if the door is active, it does the increment here as the door opens. But if the door is inactive, it's actually incremented here and then gone back again. So it's actually. So I'm going to do it like this because I don't want to use decrement there. I would rather use it here instead. There we go. So yeah, it just wasn't incrementing that second one. So this should be fine. I have faith in this now. I need to put a race all in, don't I? You keep trying to find ways to make race all work. So I take it the GR is not for the deck HL. Doesn't set any floats. It'll be set from the ore. Yeah, no, it wasn't from the deck HL. It's set from the uh, it's set from the ore. I've moved it to signify that as well. Yeah, it's a lot harder to get AMK points with access to the. Yeah. Okay, so I think this should be fine now. It's just my stupid brain not kind of working properly. I think this is going to work. There we go. Cool. So the only problem is now the doors reappear. So this is the next step. We need to make sure that if a door is cleared, that those cleared bytes get transferred to a list. So basically, what we're going to have is we're going to have a set of bytes for each screen. I am going to make a limit of. Just trying to think how many. Actually, can I load up the original game editor? Just want to have a look to see how many doors maximum there is on a screen. Maybe I've got it as a, and if I've got it as an image, that would be fine, which I don't. But I tell you what, I'm going to take a break. When I come back, we'll sort it out. But basically, we'll set a limit to how many doors can be on a screen, and then we can use some aligned memory somewhere to assign a list of bytes that should be cleared when you enter a screen. So if you enter a screen, there'll just be a list of screen addresses, and basically, as soon as the map's drawn, it also needs to clear those screen addresses. But I think there are some screens with like 4 doors on, because I know there's one with 3 green doors. I just can't remember if there's another door on that screen or not. I don't think there is. But I'll take a look at the map. But we can set some limits around that. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Be right back. I'm back. Uh, yeah, I put it all into the overlay instead. So the race disappears before you see all the winners. Yeah, I wasn't sure of the timing on that, so I just kind of put a value in and left it at that for now. Okay, so I actually don't need to look at the original. I think I can make it work with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a list in here. We do have some aligned stuff here, which is all aligned to pages. So I'm going to use this area here because all these are aligned to 100 values like this. So I'm going to do the same here, and this is going to be opened doors. Now, I'm going to put a little bit of a note in here to say what they are. So each screen contains a list of door locations to be cleared on entry. First byte is an index for the next door. And this is where the init doors is going to come in handy because we'll need to clear this. So the way this is going to work is quite simple. When you start opening a door, that address gets saved into this door animation list down here. It's also going to get put into this list here. So it's going to be the bottom one. The one is bubblegum comes in cans, yeah. Bars bubblegum. It's actually really nice. It just tastes like Iron Brew, a bit more bubblegummy. So, hey Thalamus, you were listening to this music on the Game Boy. What, International Karate? Cool. No, you didn't really miss much, CB Meats. You just missed me stressing out over simple stuff. So, need to try the grape flavor too. Oh, okay, I'll have to give that a try. I've got the ice cream soda, the cream soda, and it's really good. I was eating strawberries today, and I had a can of the cream soda with it as well. It's like strawberries and ice cream. It's delicious. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've not even thought about how to do music yet. I don't know whether to write my own player. I'm kind of tempted to write my own player, just because I want to learn the hardware, and it's not going to be too difficult to do. It can run anywhere in the screen. It's not like the one thing I'm doing with this is everything is done in either H blank or V blank. So yeah, that'd be good actually. And if you could, that'd be nice just to have a look at how they do it. Because the other thing as well is I've got to I've got to do something very specific with the music, which is I've got to change the music slightly when it goes into the old mode. So I need to kind of I need to implement that somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it on the Game Boy, but I'll have a look at it when I get to that. As for the music, yeah, I'm going to try and keep the same music, or as close to the same music as I can get. We shall see. I always get the cream soda with fish and chips because it's the law. Yeah, you can use square waves. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. I really need the transition to work properly. So I probably do need to write my own transition here. So I'm going to put number of screens in here. And then for now, I'm just going to set it to 128, which is way more than was in the C64 version. Then I need to reserve some bytes. So if I reserve 16 bytes, that's 1 byte for an index, and that leaves me with 15 bytes. So the 15 bytes, I mean, obviously one of them I can't use because it's going to be in pairs. So that would give me 7 doors that I could use. Now, I cannot see there being more than 7 doors. I actually think there's not more than 3, but if I do 7, that leaves me lots and lots of flexibility because I want to kind of expand on the original map. So I think the game is going to start roughly the same, but then as you go through it, may branch off and become a bit bigger in places and change a bit. Just because there's no reason for me to not do a bigger map. There's no 16K limit on this, and there should be enough room to do some stuff. Maybe I should write my own player and then stop using flipping Goat Tracker. The problem with Goat Tracker is it's a very, very lightweight player, so that's why everybody uses it, because it is actually quite lightweight and it supports sound effects as well. So, which is the other thing I need to do as well. I need to write a player that will allow me to have sound effects as well. John's player is, but to be honest, Andy, I don't know much about Sid players. I tend not to mess with them at all. I should probably do that at some point as well. Should write my own Sid player. Sid Wizard seems to be the way to. Yeah, Sid Wizard is pretty good. Okay. So let's say we're going to reserve 16 bytes for every screen. So this should still keep it aligned as long as this times this is a multiple of 256, which it is in this case because it's 80 here. So as long as this is in multiples of 10, then it's fine. So this is the maximum number of screens. So let's put that in there. It's not necessarily how many screens we have, but this is the maximum number. This is just how much memory we're going to reserve for this. So this is going to reserve what's this, 2 kilobytes roughly for this data. It sounds like a lot, but considering that this gives us 80 screens worth of like door opening data, we should be fine. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to make sure we clear those values when we come in here. So how do I clear? Is there an easy way to just fill that memory? Can I do a DMA to just fill that memory? I bet I can't, can I? Okay, let's say what we're doing here. So this basically just needs to be filled with zeros. So let's put a loop in here. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking HL and giving it this open doors here. And then we will also just trying to think how best to do this. Can I do it? Oh, I know. Let's load DE with the same thing here. There we go. Okay, so now what I can do and load the accumulator with 0. So now what I can do is just do this. Now, does decreasing a 16-bit register pair set the 0 flag? No, it doesn't. Brilliant. But what I can do oh, God's sake. I hate this language. I really hate this language. So it does say if I decrease HL. Okay, let's go the other way. So let's do it this way instead. Okay. Jump if not 0 to loop. Wait, is that gonna... Okay, Speccom says, so if I do deck HL like this, is it setting the 0 flag when the 16-bit value is at 0? Or is it setting it when the low byte hits 0? Or when either hits 0? What I don't understand here, does deck HL know the value in... Oh, oh no, because I don't want to do that. I want to do that, don't I? Shit. Okay. Fuck. Okay, that's not going to work either. Okay, let's go back to this and see. Fine, we'll just do the slow, shitty way. It's an initialization routine anyway, so who cares, right? So I'm going to decrease the value in DE. Then I'm going to load the accumulator with D. And then I'm going to OR the accumulator with E. There we go. Now, if both of those are 0, right, okay, that'll do it. My God, yeah. Double those, yeah. It's fucking annoying. Yeah, so this will do the job. So I'm decreasing the 16-bit register. This isn't setting the 0 flag, but then what I can do is I can load one of the 8-bit components into the accumulator, or it with the other one, and that should give me 0. That's normal way, the way you have it now. Yeah, that's something I'm learning now, is to do it like this. So okay. This is quite a common way of checking for 0, by the way. It's not necessarily you don't necessarily have to do this just in Z80. You can do a similar thing in 6502 as well. Okay, so this should, in theory, clear everything. Can I load something else into HLI, or is it only going to be A? It's only accumulator, isn't it, when I do that? Yeah, okay. I was just wondering if there was some other way I could do this OR, but the OR's only going to work on an accumulator, so yeah. All right. No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so that's just going to reset. So that's initializing this open door memory. So the next job is when we start to open a door here, we have BC contains our okay, so BC contains first char of door. So at this point now, I'm going to call store opened door. Now, I've just got to be careful that anything I do in here that affects, let's have a look, what can I affect and what can't I affect? So BC I can bash, that's fine, because it's no longer needed after this point. HL I can use because that's also not used after this. Actually, I can use everything. There's nothing in here I can't use. D maybe. What's D doing? No, it's just adding it here. This is just so we can add it. That's the door index. Yeah, I can use every register in here. Okay, that's good. So BC contains the character I need to save, the position I need to save. So we need to store that in the open door list here. So in order to do this, we need to grab the screen that we're on. So that should be in map somewhere. And I think we've probably got it in RAM as current screen or something. Transition current screen. There we go. Okay, so we've got the current screen in the accumulator. So I'm going to put this value into HL. Actually, can I load? Oh, it's so annoying having to look these up. No, okay, I have to do it individually. Okay, so that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load H with 0 and load L with the accumulator. So now HL contains this 8-bit value, but in a 16-bit thing. Now, can I shift that? Can I do a shift on the whole of... These shifts make no sense as well. No, I can only do it on the contents. I can't do it on a 16-bit register. Okay, so I have to do shifts with carry here. So shift left arithmetic register R8. That's what I want. So set according to result. And I need the accompanying one with the carry that goes in as well. Rotate. No, I don't want rotate. I want the shift. I want the one where it shifts with the carry as well. That's the bit that I need. Oh, maybe it is rotate left. Hang on. No. No, it's not that at all. Shift right, shift left, rotate left, rotate left. Rotate left, carry arithmetic. Oh no, that's right. I need to shift left and then roll left. Okay, so I need to shift left arithmetic the low byte. I think that's right. Hang on. Yeah, I can do that with the register, which will put something into the carry. If it overflows, then I need to roll that into the left as well. So this one here, rotate register in R8 left through carry. So RL R8. Okay. So that's times 2. So I'm trying to do 16. So times 2 times 4 times 8 times 16. There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay, so now we have HL is now pointing to the offset into this area here. So now what I need to do is I need to add this location in. So this should be aligned, but even though it's aligned, I'm gonna I'm going to add the lower byte on anyway, just in case it for some reason becomes online. I don't want it to break. So hang on. At this point, HL now contains screen offset. Screen lump. There we go. Now add open door address. So going to load the accumulator with the low byte. I'm going to add to the accumulator open doors. I just want the low part of this, so I'm going to end it with FF. Which is going to be 0 anyway, I'm pretty sure, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And then load that back into the accumulator. Then load, accumulate it with H, add. And that's just going to give me the lower. So it's going to put it in the lower 4 bytes. Whew, okay. Okay, so now HL contains has so now we have that location. So now what I can do is I can load the index, which is going to be this first byte in here. And then I need to, because I know this is going to be aligned, I don't need to use the carry at all here. This is another beauty of using it as 16 bytes here. So all I need to do now is add L to the accumulator. And that gives me the offset, and then add 1. And wait a minute. Yes. I'm going to load the accumulator with that. Then I'm going to increment the value that's in HL. Oh, Jesus Christ, this is. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, inc HL does set the flags, but this value is going to be non-zero. So that's fine. And it doesn't really matter about the flags because I'm not using the carry bit here. The accumulator won't have changed. Just incrementing the value in HL, that's fine. So get index, increment index. Which we need to do twice. And then we can add the original index plus 1. Actually, we can do it like this. If I do. Yeah, there we go. Actually, for readability, I'm going to do it this way. Otherwise, it just looks weird. I'm trying to optimize, but oh, I like that. I like that. Is it faster? I'm going to use that. I didn't even think about doing that. See, this is what I mean. I don't think about using the same pair on either side. So, uh, add HL. Okay. Cycles 2. I mean, if it's 1 byte, I guess, as well, isn't it? So, yeah, 1 byte. Two cycles, two. Ah, okay, fine. Oh, that makes that code a bit easier to read. Cool. Good night, Mike. Cool. Yeah, thanks for that, Specom. So that's a good kind of tip, that. Because you can't really do that in 6502, not that easily anyway. You would not with a 16-bit value. So that actually does save quite a lot. So multiplying a 16-bit value by 16 is done in 4 bytes, which is a bit more efficient than 6502, to be fair. So okay, so this now gives us HL now contains the actual screen data, so we can store the stuff there. So uh, is that GB valid? What, they add HL? Well, we'll soon find out. I hope so, because I've just done. Oh, something's. Oh, it's something else though. Doors 15. Oh, because I keep forgetting that. Yeah. What? Oh, RAM is bigger than the max size for that type. Ah, okay. So now we're running into problems. So using that has meant that this no longer fits, which is fine. I think we just need to look at memory again and figure out where we can put things. Okay, let me just make this smaller for now. So it runs. Okay, so that does work. So I was thinking we could use memory all the way up to like F0, but apparently not. So oh, there's another W. Okay, right. Okay, this is fine. Just means we need to move some of the RAM stuff into this other area as well. So there's W RAM 1. So let me just look at the memory map. I need to remind myself. Memory map. 8 kilobytes internal RAM, which runs from C0 to D. So yeah, we can use this area. We just need to split it. So I'm going to call this RAM 0, which is now full, actually. I'll call this RAM 1. that didn't seem to like that value for some reason. Yeah, it doesn't like that. RAM 33, section RAM. Okay, so what the hell do we call it then? Thanks for the follow, Zirians. Okay, that's not helpful at all. Oh, RAM X. Okay. Oops. There we go. That's correct, though. What's it on about? Do I need to put this on another page? No. Why is it failing now? Macro Q not defined. What? Oh, there we go. Right. Okay, so I'm going to go and check the memory at this point because I'm a little bit dubious about this RAM X thing. So it should be here. Unfortunately, we've just see, look, it's not filled with zeros at all. Oh no, because it's not. It's got all our other things in here. So door index D024. It's this one here. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So they just split it up into two separate 4K things. So luckily our screen data fills that space perfectly. So if I just change this value here just temporarily to like P or something like that and run this. Yeah, you see, look, it's kind of hard to see actually, but yeah, it's filled that RAM right to the edge. So actually, we've completely filled up the first 4K of RAM with stuff. But bear in mind, in that we have got the shadow and meta sprite data, which holds the definitions of our sprites in 2x2 tiles. It contains all the sprite data that gets copied in the OAM DMA. It contains all the animations as well, and a shadow map and a shadow attribute map as well. So there's quite a lot of data there. So that's fine. We're not going to need that much more RAM, really, only for these sort of things. So, how does a French skeleton say hello? Bonjour. I need to sack that bot. Acmafin, you need to write me 1,000 jokes. Oh, I had a really good idea as well for another on-screen on-stream game that shouldn't be too difficult to do as well. So I might spend an afternoon doing it on my time off. It's kind of like a quiz game, but not a quiz game. If you know, it's you have to answer a question, but it's not a question as such. It's you'll see. It should be pretty interesting, and I should be able to pull all the data in from online. And you probably, in fact, you definitely won't be able to Google the answers because it's not that kind of quiz. So, ha 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 ha. So it'll be interesting. And I'll give a little shimmer shilling award for whoever answers them correctly. First one to answer correctly, sort of thing. Okay, right. So that was annoying, but now we've got no. Google won't know this. Google won't know this. Yeah, I don't think it will know this. It's not going to be easy anyway to Google it. I think there might be a simple, um, well, not simple. There's a convoluted way to kind of Google it, maybe. Um, but I think you'll probably get beaten to it before anybody can Google the answer. And I don't think it's that easy to Google anyway. Certainly not straightforward. Right, okay, so we've now got a list of the doors that are open. So let's check that those doors are actually being added to this list correctly. So um, let's start the game up and let's walk to a door, not open it straight away. Let's just have a look in the debugger. So the door that we're looking for, or the door address that we're looking for, will be the bottom piece of it here. So if I look in the VRAM viewer and make this a bit bigger so you guys can see it, unfortunately it makes the map bigger, but it doesn't make the text at the side bigger. So the value I'm looking for is 9D65. So that's what I'm expecting to appear in this list down here in this list. I don't know where it actually starts in here. It looks like it starts around about here somewhere. Actually, it will start here, won't it? So I'm looking for 9D65 to appear in these two slots and for this index to increase to 2. Okay, so it's appeared here and the index has not increased. So we're kind of getting there, but the index is wrong at this point. So this is probably, that means this is screen 2 then. How can I find that out? Current screen. Current screen, where are you? I know you're in this list somewhere. D018. Huh. We're in Vic address territory. And D018 is 02. Okay, so it's printing to the right place, kind of. So this bit's working perfectly fine. The problem is that this bit's not. So we need to get the index. Oh, yeah, okay. Get the index, which we do. Uh, oh, because I need to. There we go. So that should be fine. I wasn't actually. I was adding the value, but I wasn't storing it back. So this should be fine now. So same again, we're looking for 9D65 at that location in memory. So if I just jump straight to it, it should be at C820. So we're looking for this bit here. So the first number should change to 2 here, and then this should be 9D65. Absolutely perfect. Cool. So what I'm going to do now very quickly is I'm going to add another key in. I'm going to add a green key and a green door as well, because I want to make sure that if there's more than one door, that the second one gets added on as well. And then we can use this data to clear the doors. So add a one ink A, surely. Oh yeah, ink A would be better than doing that, wouldn't it? Yeah. So now I need, what do I need? I need to export my map with where's my map? That one. Oh, pardon me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another door in here. So I'm going to add a green door here, just so we can see if it remembers both doors. Uh, so export all. Okay, I think that's it. And then in the player, I just need to add the other key in. So keys with keys, player keys. Here we go. So this would be 7. Should add all the keys in. Okay, cool. Right, here we go. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Remembering that you can't increment the accumulator in that way. You can on Mega 65. Again, that's another thing. There is a new addressing mode for the increment instruction. That's going to be the hardest thing with Mega 65 is remembering to use the new commands. That's going to be the trickiest thing because I'm going to get stuck in my ways and start doing stuff that could be done a little bit more efficiently. So, okay, the checking Stephen's door, the green door, yeah. Okay, cool. So let's have a look now at memory again. Let's go and have a look at our open door location, C820. Here it is. So just the reason we have to do this is because these screens are stored in ROM, which means there's no way of writing to these locations. What am I doing on Thursday? So I'm starting the Seconoid stream. So it's going to be the first one. First couple of streams are probably going to be a little bit dull because I'm going to have to do lots of things. So I'm going to be setting up the cartridge loading code. I've been thinking about how to do so. Speaking with Andy Thalamus, in if he's still here, who's been ripping the screens from the Switch version. We think there's going to be more than 256 characters, which I fully expected. So what I'm going to do is probably have a single bank of 1,024 characters. So a single 8K cartridge bank that is just characters, just font characters. And the job of that bank is you bank it in, you copy out the characters you need for the screen that you're on into the locations they need to be. And then you draw the screen, which means making the tiles is going to be fun. So I'll have to have a figure out how to do that. But I'm going to have a think about it tomorrow. I'm going to write the cartridge load of stuff tomorrow. Set up a very very basic kind of game flow. So you've got a title screen game. Well, just a title screen and a game for that. Maybe a splash screen as well. So there's a few different steps in it. And then I need to start thinking about the multiplexer because I want the multiplexer to be very, very tight. I want to be able to do. I'm hoping to get 32 sprites on screen. That would be the best thing. No, I'm talking about Tekanoid. Project number 1598. No, I'm doing quite a few projects, but what I found is COVID has kind of really destroyed my motivation, and the only time I actually get anything done is when I'm on stream. So by doing a new game on stream, it gives me a new game that's actually going to progress at a decent rate rather than just get stuck. Okay, so we're looking for the values here. Oh, who's doing the graphics and music? So the graphics are just going to be ripped from the Switch version of the game, which is basically just a port of the Steam game. So it's a Steam game originally. It's not an Android game. It's a Steam game originally. It's just it was ported to Android as well. So Andy's doing that. He's ripping the graphics from that version and putting them into Charpad and kind of building up a map in that way. We're going to have to shrink the screens down a little bit. And it's kind of a similar way to what I'm having to do on this, but maybe not as extreme as this, just because it's like widescreen on the thing. So and then I don't know who's doing the music. I don't know if Andy's got something planned for that or not, but Yeah, it should be good though. I like the graphical style. It is 1 bit, so there's no messing around with multicolor, which makes some things a bit easier. It does look like a Spectrum game, yes, but I'm hoping that it's going to be, for a start, there are things that like flash red now and again, so it's not going to be completely black and white. And lots of sprites are going to be red and overlapping with white, so that it'll be good that there's no. Maybe we'll need to do music and sound effects on a separate channel. I don't know who's doing sound or anything yet. I don't know what the plans are for that. I'm just coding it, so um, if anybody is interested in doing stuff, speak with Andy. He's the guy that's organising all this. Thalamus in stream, and Andy Roberts in Discord. All right, so let's have a look. Hit that door. Yes, so we get 0 to 9D65. Now, if I hit this door, we should get 9D68 or something like that, and this should increase to 4. Oh, I can't actually walk through the door. Oh, because it's still there in Shadow ROM. Damn it. Fucking hell. All right, so it's removed from the screen, but it's not removed from Shadow ROM, and Shadow screen is what's being used. It's what's being used to update the collision. So we do need to update that as well. So that is this bit here, shadow map. Actually, it's the shadow attribute map that we need to change. So if I just put zeros in here, this should be fine. Okay, so, oh my God. I can't believe I didn't try walking through the door, so they should have got you on Lunark. Lunark would be fun to do as well, yeah. I'm looking forward to Second. I think it's got a technical level which is going to be hard to match on the C64. It would be hard to match on any 8-bit, to be honest. So I'm intrigued. I'm excited to try and get it as close to the original as possible, and compromising on as little as possible. I know there's going to be compromises. Without a doubt, there's going to be compromises. For instance, there's not going to be any kind of weird CRT glow or anything like that, which is in the original game. If you want a CRT glow, load it on a CRT monitor. Okay, so when we draw that 0 to that location, which is where it's here. Wait, no, it's not. Here, where we draw, when we draw this blank, we now need to. Can I mess with HL here? No, I can't mess with HL here. Okay, this is going to be fun. We now need to also store that 0 at the shadow attribute map place as well. So in order to do this, I'm going to have to change the value in DE or HL. So I'm going to push. Hang on. Now update shadow attribute. So I'm going to push these values because I want to definitely use these. So shadow RAM attribute map is higher than. Actually, let's have a look where it is on here. Maybe it's just a nice, simple, single white thing. I think it is because it's all aligned. So yes, looks nice and aligned. So I can just grab the upper byte of that. So if I load the accumulator with D, and then add to the accumulator. Shadow attribute map minus No, shadow attribute map shifted 8 times. And I'm going to put it in brackets to make sure it does first. Minus screen RAM, which is at 9C, I believe. I think it's at 9C. Must be at 9C, yes. So minus 9C. And then load that back into D. And then so I don't need to do pop HR, just do it with DE. There we go. Right. So that should update the shadow map as well. So now hopefully I can walk through the door now. So no, why can't I walk through the door? Maybe it's not the shadow attribute. Oh no, the shadow attribute map is palettes and flips. It's not that, it's the shadow map, not the shadow attribute map. We only have to do this once. We don't have to do this when we build the mains, the map. We're gonna have to do it because we're on the screen at this moment in time. So there we go. We can get through it. Okay. So now I want to look at memory. So there we go. The index is on 2. The door is on 96.5. So that's been recorded. And there we go. The index increases and 96.7. So it was remembered both. Now, if I go off screen and come back on, the doors are still there, but now I have the information required to remove those doors from the screen, which I'm going to do after a short break. So I'm going to take a quick break. I would normally finish at this time, but I'm determined to get this working before I finish. So I'm going to do that, and then I will then I'll finish. So let's do another hour. I think looks like the latest version fixed the dual stick problem. Oh, cool. Okay. So I played it briefly. I was really bad at it as well on Steam the other day. I'm going to play it a little bit more. Probably not tomorrow because I need to set some things up. But I'll probably give it a good supports high shadow map. I don't know. What do you mean? Save doing the shift. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'll have a look what you've written. So I'll be right back. Right, I'm back, and I just realised what you mean. You mean instead of doing this, I can do that instead. Nice. Does that still work? Sweet. Okay, yeah, that works. So I'm going to go and just change that in a few places because I've got it somewhere else as well here. So I should be able to do low. Oops. Yeah. And cool. I'm glad that exists because it was bugging me that there wasn't something didn't know there was something that did that. I'm sure I'm using that elsewhere as well, but go. I know that's high. We're using up here as well. No. Okay, cool. Okay, that works. Cool. Right. So all we need to do now is when we draw a screen, is to make sure we apply those values to the map that's being drawn. So So I think we draw to the main screen and then copy to this. Yeah, so we copy to the shadow map, copy to the. So we just need to do it here as well. So color HUD, work out the attribute and value. So end of map data. So we can do it here. We do need. Let's do it here. So let's do call hide open doors. We'll put this in the door code. So I just need to make sure that we can use all the registers. So HLD, yes. B, so I'm guessing C as well. There is a counter here for C, but this is part of this loop, so I don't think it's important. Is it used anywhere else after here? No. Okay, so hide open doors. So this is the last thing we need to do now. So hiding open doors is pretty simple. We just need to grab the current screen that we're on. And basically do this. Whoops. Probably turn that into another subroutine, but it's fine for now. So we're getting the current screen, and we're getting the address. Actually, do you know what? I am gonna do that. I'm gonna do get opened door. Okay, open door reference. Maybe that'll be, yeah. And this puts the open door reference into HL, so I don't have to repeat that. Just saves a bit of code. Makes that nice and small. That's good. Whoops. Oh, what the hell did I do then? There we go. Which means we can do that here. Cool. You can DMA into OAM RAM. You can yes. You can. As I'm doing that anyway with the yeah, so we're doing that in the interrupt here. So we've got an OAM copy here. An OAM copy is doing exactly that. It's using DMA to do that because it's just quicker. Yeah, so Thursday is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping I can get a lot of the particle effects in the game, because I think the particle effects are part of what makes that game feel kind of energetic and fun. So it's really important to me that I try and keep as many of them as possible. So there's a particle effect when you shoot the walls, which is just using particles to kind of burst them off. But I'm just going to use a character, so I'm going to do like like you would do in a shoot 'em up, where you get like a little spark when you hit the wall. I'm just going to do that, but it's going to be a little animated character. So I'm going to probably have 4 frames of animation, and then 1 for each kind of direction that it can appear in. And we shall see how it works. I think it's probably going to work okay, but we want to get all that stuff down first, and then multiplex it down and see how much frame time we've got left over, and make it tweakable so we can reduce particles and increase particles. So for instance, if we want to do NTSC support, we can just kind of reduce the number of particles ever so slightly, and it will allow it, or reduce the number of sprites ever so slightly. So I want to get those flexible but heavy hitting kind of functions in first. Okay, right. So we need to basically, once we've got this open door reference, which is in HL, what we need to do is we need to draw 4 characters. So I'm going to load B with 4. B is going to be our character. And then what we need to do is we need to load. So we're going to have to do it like this. Okay, so we're going to load 0 into that location. Now what I need to do is I need to... Oh, no, that's... No. Sorry, this is the open door reference. This isn't the screen. We need to get the screen location. Okay, so... okay, so it's a little bit different. So we need to load B with the contents of HL, which is last free index. And then what we need to do is we need to increment that value. Can I do that? I bet I can't do that. I bet I've got to load it into A first. Yeah, I will have to load it into A first. I know I will, because anytime HLI, I have to load it into accumulator first. So B now has the last free index. Now what I need to do is I need to load values from here into the accumulator. So this is the LSB, and I can store that in E, and then I need to load the MSB, store that into D. So now I have the screen address, and now I have the screen address. So D now contains screen address a door. Now I have the screen address. Now I need to actually loop through. So I'm going to load C this time with 4. So I need to do 4 characters. And what I need to do is I need to load the accumulator with 0. Please let me do this. Please, for the love of God, let me do this. Load register 16 with the accumulator. Yes, I can do that. I wonder if people at Mercedes, some other manufacturers, have thought of writing video games in their airbag controllers. I have a spray pop up on the airbag, it comforts you. This is Sam's Journey, right? I recognise this tune. Sounds like Sam's Journey, anyway. And now we need to go backwards. So we're already doing this in here. We go up a line. It's an 8-bit register, so I believe decrementing it will allow me to set the flags. Yes. Oh, it's great Chaonis. It sounds like... Oh, I need to find the Sam's Journey one now. Hang on. I have no idea which one it's going to be, so I'm just going to go for the first one. I'm not sure if it's got to be that one, right? No, it wasn't that one. Well, I can't just type it. They've definitely taken inspiration from it. And now I can decrease the value in B, which I have to do twice. That should be it. That should be enough, I think. Oh. Whoa, no, something weird's going on there. Let's just put a return there, just make sure that routine's not breaking things. Okay, something weird is going on here. Let's get rid of that completely. Okay, so calling hide open doors here breaks things, which is strange. Because we're just returning here. Oh, here we go with these weird bugs. If you jump into a door, let's have a look. No, because you're touching the door, the moment you touch a door, it looks all the way down to the bottom to find the bottom of the door and then begins to open it. So no, it does open straight away, which is good. Yeah, that's how it is on the original. So, all right. The question is, why is this routine not working? Is this something it's relying on here? Call color HUD. There's nothing here that I would suspect would be a problem. The B register is being used here, but that's set here. Hmm. No, it's been used. It's been used here. It's a bit here. It's the mask for the attributes. Set it twice. So I set it once, and then I check the transition to see if it's something different. So if the transition is something different, it will set it to this. Otherwise, it skips over. So it's just picking one of these values. Why does enabling that break it? What is going on there? Because what is it about this method? I've got a return in here. This should not be. Okay, let's have a look for that. 0838. Okay. Need to run it and then try again. I'd open doors. 0838. Okay. Yeah, it just returns from this function, so I'm not sure why it would do that. Strange, because it's only one direction that it's messed up in. It's fine if I just go this direction. Oops, no screen there. So why would it break going the other direction? It's something recording. Let's try moving it to after the color HUD. Maybe there's something going on in color HUD that I'm not thinking about. Accumulator HLDE. No, everything in here is being used. Oh, wait, hang on. Switch to attribute map, switch back to char map. Okay, yeah, maybe moving that might have done something. Don't think it would have done, but let's check it anyway. No. Getting this weirdity here. Can I disable interrupts in here, maybe? Maybe that's what I need to do. If I do that, then do that. Ah, that might have solved a lot of our problems because it was trying to draw the screen while it was also trying to do interrupt stuff. So if the screen took long enough to draw, then the interrupts were kicking in and actually changing some of those shadow values, including the OAM. So that seems to have actually solved that issue now. Okay, just need to put the doors back now. Okay, it's all starting to slowly make sense in my head. It's a bit annoying that it's taken so long, but Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. We'll get in there, I think. Okay, they're still there though, so this is a problem. So let's do it again. Right, so if I go and have a look at Z80, so there's our door information. It's definitely there. If I go off screen, it's still there. Now I want to see what happens when we call this hide open doors now. 0838, okay. Which is here. Okay, so we're at this location now, and we're asking it to grab the value that's in HL. HL is C820, so accumulator should be put to 04, which it is, and HL should be incremented to C821, which it is. So this is just grabbing those values. So now, oh, I can see what I've done wrong. There we go. I had the wrong pair in here, which is again great for debugger to step through and see that. So it should be fine there. So door open, leave the screen, come back, door open. Right, okay, so the only other thing now is we do have these gaps here, and they will persist. And that's because we need to actually clear the... Hang on, why are they persisting if that's at that level? Oh, because door... Oh, I would have thought there would have been one down here as well, but there's not. Okay, that's fine. So the reason this is happening now is because we're not actually clearing that list. So at the beginning here, we've got this clear door anims. We just need to call that again right before we leave. So No, it's still cleared them. Okay, so we need to go and look at the door animation list. Okay, okay. So D025. So door animation list. So the door animation list is clear at this point. So it's saying that the animations are clear. And our screens just have these doors open here. Okay, so then I'm gonna go and put the breakpoint back in. What's it now? Wait, 3D. I like this tune. Okay, there we go. So, okay, it goes white. Step over that. HL should now contain Z810, which it does. I need to match this up with what I'm seeing on here. So okay, so at this point here, I've just done this section here. So B should be a free index and it's 0. Ah, okay. So what we need to do here is if B is 0, can I just check that directly? No, I can't. Can I? It's not set anything. Compare B with 0. Uh, no, what I can do is I think I can do that. I think that looks like legitimate. Yeah, the tools that I didn't have anything when I did the C64 stuff. It was I didn't even have a disk drive, so I was spending a lot of time kind of saving things on tape. After make 2 lines of change code, save on tape, try it, just in case it crashed. CPU jam back then was disastrous. Oh no, I can't do that. Okay. I can do A though. Yeah, okay. There we go. So I wasn't checking that there were no doors on the screen. So if there were no doors on the screen, it was basically going through and doing, well, it would have done 128 door removals, which means that slowly it would have gone through the memory until it found something which wiped some characters from the screen. So lucky it didn't even crash then at that point, because it was only changing RAM, but it would have been changing shadow RAM, so shadow screen RAM. But yeah, this is looking to be fine. I mean, do I have a breakpoint in or something? Don't know why it's breaking there, but just try again. So I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, because I'm in a screen that doesn't exist. So, yeah, if the screen doesn't exist, it's probably going to do that crash now, which is fine. Um, so we'd probably get the same if we go over here. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm going to release this on cart for the Game Boy. Yes, hopefully. That's the aim anyway. I'm not going through all this pain not to have a physical copy because this is painful. Cool. So I think the doors are working now. So the only thing I could possibly do is slow down the rate at which the doors open, um, which is it's a pretty simple thing to do actually. So we already have a timer that we use for things. Can't remember where the hell that is now. Frame timer. Here we go. So what I can do is check for door open, clear door anims. Hang on, not that, not that one, not that one. This one. So in here, before we start, what I can do is I can load the accumulator with the contents of frame timer and just do an and with like, if let's try 07 first, and return if it's non-zero. So all this is going to do is make sure this only happens every seventh frame, every eighth frame, sorry. So that should make the doors open a bit slower, probably a bit too slow actually. Yeah. Okay. So let's speed that up a little bit. Okay, cool. And the only other thing I want to do now is make sure that if I start opening the door and go off the screen, which I'm going to have to do by slowing it right down, I guess. So slow the door opening right down. And it's gone. Okay, that's good. I didn't want it to be half open or something. Or worse, closed with no key. So the fact that it removes it is good. That's exactly what I wanted. I think 03 is probably the right value for this. Yeah, I think that looks all right. Cool. One thing I've noticed as well is by disabling the interrupts during the map draw, we've probably fixed many of the bugs that we were having with interrupts firing at weird places. So like the guy appearing in the wrong place, and that it was probably just simply down to the fact that the map draw was happening while an interrupt was firing. So I want to just work out where this map draw is being called, and do I actually need to disable interrupts for other stuff as well? I don't think I do, but let's have a look anyway. So there is a call map draw here, which is fine. I mean, I would probably say let's make sure the interrupts really don't even start until that point. Oops. Shit, what did I do in that? Okay. And then the other place it's called. Really? It should be called somewhere else as well. Pretty sure it's in. Oh, do I have to open the file? Maybe I need to open the file. I think it's going to be in here. Oh. Oh, it's not called map draw though, is it? So it's called change screen. Okay, so also going to disable the interrupts and enable them here. Just to make sure. I mean, they're already being disabled in here, but I'm going to wrap this in it as well. That should hopefully fix all of our problems. So I'll be keeping an eye on this to make sure that the make sure that there's no weird kind of glitches appearing. But it looks like, oh, is that all return from interrupt does? It just disables the enables the interrupt and returns. In that case, yes, I'd be happy with doing that. I thought it was like RTI on the C64 where it actually does something a little bit different. Yeah, it has side effects on the C64, so I wouldn't want to do it. At least I think it does. Yeah, it does, because it does some stack manipulation as well. So whereas return from interrupt doesn't do anything on the stack. So on Z80, return of interrupt doesn't enable interrupts. It does on the GB. Yeah. Okay, let me just check that. I just want to make sure. Return from subroutine and enable interrupts. Okay. Equivalent to executing EI. Yeah, okay, so it does the same. Doesn't affect flags. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Right, let's do a couple of checks just to make sure it's loading correctly. So it's fine. Everything's fine. And then I think I'll call it. Oh no! See, look, the random sprite. Damn you! Damn you! Damn you! Damn you! Well, I guess he's going to disappear. No, he's there all the time. Oh, is this because maybe I need to clear the OAM memory as well? So, okay. Yes, I bet that's what it is actually. No pop before RTI. No, because I'm literally just disabling interrupts in this routine, and the RTI is just the same. That's the equivalent of doing that. It's just one byte less. Crikey, are you still awake? Yeah, I'm gonna finish in a minute. I just want to see if this OAM memory is being cleared. I suspect it's not. Init player. Yeah, see, there's nothing in here for initializing it, so I'm gonna quickly do that. Sprites. Here we go. So we've got this OAM copy here. So I'm gonna do init OAM. So shadow OAM. So that's what I need to copy in. So if I look in here, we've got this here. May as well finish this, complete this whole thing. So let's do 256 bytes in there, and let's call it here. Just because we're expecting the memory to be zeros, and that might not be the case. So that's where we're copying to. So we're going to load HL with that address. We're going to load B with 0, loop, and then load HL and increment it with the accumulator, decrease B, jump if non-zero to loop, return. There we go. I'm also going to disable interrupts here. And enable them here. Now we can't possibly be causing any issues. I know we do an enable here at the end. So they're probably already disabled at this point, but means I don't need to do that. Right, okay. Fingers crossed. Don't see any weird. Oh, and I start on the wrong screen. First thing that happens, and I start on the wrong screen. Or maybe I'm supposed to start on this screen and I've just got it wrong. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. Don't tell me this has been wrong the whole time. D018. 00, which is not the map that's been drawn. Which makes me think if I go off here, it's... Oh, wait a minute. So the first screen is screen 1-3. So let's have a look. So 1-3. Wait, what? That's this one. That can't be right. Oh, 1-3. What? Oh, wait, that's not the top, is it? This is the top. Here we go. So it's 1-3. I mean, this seems all right, but I'm a bit dubious about why we're starting on that screen. That's working. But it seems to be consistent. That's the thing. It's always starting on that screen. So what happens if I put 0 in there? That should be 0. So it is wrong. Okay. Let's take that off a second. Let's start on that screen. That's correct. No, that's wrong as well. That's screen 1. It's taking 1 away from current screen for some reason. So if I do 3, I'll start on the screen with the doors, I would imagine. No. Sure, what's going on here? Yeah, the screen number is right here, but for some reason it's not transferring properly when I call the map. Change screen loads the value. Oh, is it just all this is initialized incorrectly? Can't remember. Let's put 0. No, all right. I don't know what is going on there, but for some reason the starting screen. So that's going to be the starting point for next time. I mean, it's not too big a deal because it's consistent. That's the thing. It's just annoying because it's wrong. But this is feeling all right now. I'm just going to speed those doors up a bit. I think they need to be almost full speed. So every other frame. And then we'll go and raid somebody. Not many people on, actually. So if anybody's got an idea who to raid, let me know. Yeah, that's better. Feels smooth now. It felt a bit jerky before. Okay, cool. Right, so I don't know why the starting screen is wrong, but that is something of a concern. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there now. Okay, let's see. Who can we raid? I really don't know who to raid. Let's have a look, see what I can find. Oh, it's a random. Oh yeah, it's only got one person as well. Let's go and give him a raid. What's he doing? Well, there's definitely more than one person there anyway, so... oh, it's played some Sierra games. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's go and raid him then. All right, cool. So I'll see you guys on Thursday for the first Second stream. I'd say the first one or two might be a little bit dull because it's more kind of the nuts and bolts behind the scenes, but we will... Lost, oh god, steps. We'll make good progress, I think, and once we get the multiplexer in and start doing player controls, it'll start feeling really good. So I'll see you guys same time as usual on Thursday, but for a game dev stream. Okay, cool. Right, let's go and raid him. Cheers, guys, and see you Thursday. Bye.